Hello. How are y'all doing this evening? I am Eve with the baby's booty with the wild hair. Just finished eating Wendy's. Feeling good. It's a good day. It's been a long day, a hot day, but a good day nonetheless. So I want to say thank you to all you beautiful people for joining us this evening. We've got a really super adorbs project for tonight. All right. Many things is we do a lot of things around here. Excuse me, I had Coke Zero and a burger from Wendy's. But anyways, we do a lot of things around here. We do DTF, even though I've slowed down on that. Bling, of course. Then we do sublimation. We do some vinyl. This channel started with embroidery. That's our foundation here. So I decided we'll go back to embroidery and have a good time. Nope. And we will do a onesie. All right. So a lot of folks are afraid of doing onesies. I don't know why. And it's just crazy. Hang on, y'all. Let me do something. I'm just, oh God. Why? Um Hang on, y'all. Hang on. I gotta get Mr. McQuacken situated. Let's see. Let's get him situated, y'all. He's supposed to be in here in the background, so let me get him logged in. Okay, so the onesie, super cute. Now, I don't know anybody having kids right now. Nobody I know is pregnant. Thank goodness none of my kids pregnant. But I'm just saying, anybody could be expecting, and you might know somebody. I don't, but you might. So this is going to be a really cute project. It's going to be super cute. So we're going to do a little onesie, and this is a 4x4 friendly project. Okay, 4x4 friendly. But in addition to the onesie, we're also going to do a keychain and or key fob or whatever you want to call it, and it's adorbs as well. So the reason why I picked this project is because it's adorable. It's not normal. You embroider on a onesie and it's like, oh, it's embroidery, it's cute, blah blah blah. But what I will say is this with the fringe. So the little fringe on this design is going to be super adorbs, not just on the keychain, key fob, but on the onesie as well. Okay, so let's get started on that. First and foremost, I want to welcome everyone, invite you all to our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group. It is called the Hoop Group, or you can look us up under the Baby's Booty, and it should pull up on Facebook. You're all welcome to join as long as you want to come in and give positive vibes and share all the wonderful, gorgeous projects that you've been working on. We're here for it. We want to see it. And give some encouragement to each other because sometimes you craft it by yourself can be a tough pill to swallow. So we want to craft together. We also have memberships here on YouTube. There is a blue join button beside the subscribe button. If you click that, you're welcome to join. Or there's a link in the description to join the channel as well. Also in the description, you will find links for the designs that we'll be working with tonight. You'll find links for the hardware, the belt, not velvet, the leather that we'll be working with, some onesies. There's even a link down there for that. So everything should be there. I actually started early and worked super hard to get everything in the comments. I mean, in the description for you guys tonight. The only thing that wasn't in there is the link for heat transfer warehouse, but we're not working with anything from them tonight. But we are working with things from DIME. Okay. So I've shown you guys this before. This is the DIME Summer Thread Collection. Okay. Now I'm going to put this over on the cutting table and put the camera down so that you can see the different colors. But we'll be working with our DIME threads tonight. So that is from them. We also will be working with their stabilizers. Okay, so let me go ahead and switch the camera over to our cutting table. Okay, so that you can see now there's some stuff already over there because we met with the captains tonight. We had our captains meet up and we did a project tonight. We did the flamingo key fob together, and because they were in doing the flamingo key fob, they as captains get the file. So I give them the file for the project. So here are the thread colors in the summer thread collection. Hang on, let me flip this over so you can see that. Here's the, oh, that's upside down. Let's move this out of the way. And rotate, 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 rotate. Okay, so this is the summer thread collection, all right? And here are the thread colors in that palette. So the link is in the description for that so that you can get a good look at the different threads. Now they also have, and for whatever reason, y'all, I don't know what in the world I have done with the other colors, but they also have this color play 5-spool thread kit. It comes with a variegated azalea color, windjammer, turquoise green, and celery. So they even have little teeny thread kits that work out really well for projects too. So definitely check out DIME. They are the epitome of embroidery project friendly. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be exciting to work with that. And I have a couple of other things to show you guys from them when we get to that step. All right. And I also want you to see that we do have the embroidery machine set up, ready to go, so that we can go ahead and get some work done on the 4x4 tonight. All right. So I'm super excited. We're going to work really hard to get this done and end on time. We'll see how it goes. We already had some hot mess express going on with the captains where yeah, we'll try and make sure to remember to do the right steps this time for y'all so that we won't be hot mess express for y'all. But at any rate, one of the things that I love to do is greet the folks that come in and join us tonight because y'all could be doing some of anything else. You don't have to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and say hi to the folks who have come in to join us. And coming in off gate was Dips Designs. Hey, honey buddy, welcome. Thank you for joining us and thank you for being a YouTube book group member. I appreciate it. See Cynthia's hello, Kim Gaither, the best Yumi, Isabel Morgan Catlett. Hello, welcome. Let's see, Miss Ethel Smith is here. She was in there with us tonight as well, doing the keychain and seeing the hot mess express. Miss Ethel Smith, thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate it. Kirsten, Crackly Me, hello. Calatrish, hello, welcome. Sonia Siegler, hello, and thank you for being a YouTube group member as well. Shonda Coleman, hello. Yes, embroidery tonight, girl. Fabulosis 32, hello. Nicole Reeves, hey honey, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Welcome, welcome. We're going to try to not sensualize folks tonight. Lena Doyle, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us and for being a YouTube hoop group member. Carol Coleman, hello, my dear. Welcome and thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member as well. I appreciate it. I love this. This is awesome sauce. Inspiration Creations, hello. We have So Crafty. Thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Hello, Sapphire. Thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Hello, Carrie Guernsey. Hello from Dallas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Mary Brown. Thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member as well. Bessie Walls. Hello. Miss 143. Hello. And thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Rosalind. Hello. Welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Nicole Brighton. Hello. Kristen Smith, hello, Kingsbury Crafts, and McNish, Sandra Lewis, Cracky, Sassy, Queen, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Sheila Cushionberry, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Craftable Things, hey, Patrice, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. I also have a project that I think will be awesome sauce for us. I gotta show it to you. 2011 Miss Bex, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Sam is here, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member, and thank you for being up so late. Because over in the UK, it is super late, but we appreciate the support. Thank you, my dear. PM St. Louis, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lori Campbell, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Make it with Maryland, hey, honey, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Ashita Solomon, hello, welcome. Carrie Guernsey says, my first grandson is coming in October. He is grandbaby number 9. The other 8 are girls. Man, I don't know that the flamingo will work out too well for him, but we got to figure out something else so that he can have some 3D embroidery on his little onesie. Regina Cartwright, hello. Chris Smith, hello. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate it. She says, happy Sunday. I appreciate it. Marissa Dandridge, hello. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate it. Creations by K. Aisha. Hey, King Girl. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate it. DTC Queen. Robin Cornish Spencer. Hello. Candace BIC Design Creations. Welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate you, ma'am. Shirley Dabney. Thank you for being a YouTube group member. I appreciate you as well. Crafting Away. Hey, honey. Baby Giant Services. Hey, honey bunny. Welcome. Laura E. Hello. She says, hey to me and Mr. McQuackers. That's awesome sauce. Welcome. So for those of you who are members, go ahead and throw some purple hearts or purple bells in the chat so the folks can know what's up. Hey, Sharon DeBerry. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Rugie. What up, Rugie? Thank you for joining us and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Tell everybody over there. Do you have a crew there tonight? Tell everybody, hey, if they're there. And welcome. See, Cynthia's hello, welcome from New Jersey. We appreciate you being here. So thank y'all for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show y'all the keychain that we are working with. If I can pull it up. Wrong thing. Is it here? It is right. Yeah. Actually, that's not that one. It's the other one. I have a couple of designs from this particular designer. This is on Etsy. Okay, so in order to find this, the link is in the description below. All right, so you can find her on Etsy, and this is totally adorbs. All right, so this is the keychain that we will be working and making tonight. Okay. And so the cool thing is what I was going to do was just transfer just the flamingo part, not the outline part, to a onesie and just do it that way. But the cool thing is she also has a separate design that's exactly the same for the onesie. So this is the other version that she has. It's not keychains, and it has 3 of them on here. Now, it says mini fringe, fluffy, Chanel, flamingo, small machine embroidery designs. They come in 2.5, 3, and 3.5 inches. So what we'll probably do is just the one flamingo and 3.5, and I will pull this up in Sew It Pro and let you see the process of taking away parts of an embroidery design so that you can kind of like create the design that you need. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do with that tonight. And if we have time, we will do a bonus keychain from this same designer in a different style, and we'll work on that. Okay, so that's where we are tonight, and I'm going to go ahead actually and pull up Sew It Pro so that we can go ahead and get that going, so that we can drop it into our awaiting embroidery machine and get our project started tonight. So I am going to go to our downloads, and I'm going to pull up the mini flamingo. And let's see. Okay, so she already has them separated. That's great. That works out actually perfectly for us. So I don't have to separate anything, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to go ahead and bring in another just so that you can see what that would consist of. All right, so I'm just going to grab one and put it in here. All right, so say for instance, the design that um, you pulled up had two flamingos on here, right? And she didn't have them separated for you and you needed to get rid of one. Well, that's the cool thing about Sew It Pro. Sew It Pro gives you a couple of different options for breaking apart an embroidery design. So we can do one of a couple of things. And the easiest way to start with that is to open the cutting toolbar, which is right up here, or you can do Alternate S on your keyboard shortcut. So when you click there, notice it opens up a completely different toolbar that pops up right up here, and you're in cutting mode basically. All right, so we have a couple of options. You see cut pattern is grayed out, but we'll show you how to turn that on here in a moment. And then we have hoop guide, split it stitch, a little pink eraser, and then close. So whenever you're done with any edits, you definitely want to close it out so that it'll register and finalize every edit it is that you're doing. So you can use this pink eraser. If you click that, you can choose different sizes, right? And then as you see, there's a graphic now, and you can just, basically scrub it away from off of the screen, and that's that. Save changes. Yes, we can save the changes. Um, and then that'll take care of why did it close it out? Because it wanted to be difficult. It wanted to be part of the Hot Mess Express. So we gonna open this up, y'all. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. Let's close this out. No, not one act right. Okay, it's not one act right. At any rate, you can do the eraser. You don't have to do the eraser. You can also do something that's a lot easier by just using another part of the cutting toolbar. Let's zoom in again. We did the eraser, and you see it erased the whole blank thing. That was unintentional. It wouldn't have done that had I told it to save. But we're going to cut pattern instead. So to cut pattern, you just basically place points all around the part that you want to remove from a design. So we're just going to click, and as you see, the dotted line shows up to let you know where you are clicking on the design. We close that out, and then now you see cut pattern is lit up. So we're going to click cut pattern. We're going to cut and save everything, or I can remove the interior of that, which basically is what I want to do. But we can cut and save all, and what it does is it separates this from that, and you can just delete this part. Okay, so that's that. We're not going to do it that way. Nope, we're not. So I'm going to show you, this is the design that we're going to work with right here. Okay, this is the 3.5 inch flamingo, and we're going to put this on the onesie. However, that's when we get to the onesie. What we're going to work with right now is we are actually going to put do the keychain, the key fob, right? And the key fob, let's go back up. Flamingo key fob. Whoops. And we are going to do this. And as you see, it's cat-cornered so that it will fit the 4x4 hoop better. So we need to cut out at minimum, I dare say it needs to be 4.5 by 4.5 at minimum piece of leather to go on here. So we need one piece of leather. You need tearaway stabilizer, or you can use cutaway. It doesn't matter which one you choose. You need your stabilizer. You need one piece of leather, or oh my goodness gracious, my brain just finished. Whatever the name of the stuff is that's not leather. Vinyl. You need a piece of vinyl, not heat transfer vinyl, but the project vinyl that puts you into mono leather. Like you can get that from Hobby Lobby or Hudson Textiles is where I get my embroidery vinyl from. And then you need a piece for the back as well. So you got a front, then you got a back piece, and the back piece is going to hide the embroidery stitches, so you won't be able to see the back of that. Then you want to get some clasps like these, which you probably can't see very well because I got me on the small screen, but these clasps so that you can create the key fob and a snap, which you don't have to have a snap. You actually can like rivet it together where it will not come back apart, but that's entirely up to you which route you want to take on that. So we're going to do the key fob. Now, I do already have the key fob loaded and ready to go on the embroidery machine because we did it with the captains, right? So we're going to do that now with y'all. If I got Sew It Pro through you, do you know what the email would come under needing to put on a new laptop and trying to find in my emails? It should be eve@thebabiesbooty.com. eve@thebabiesbooty.com. Hey, Francine Townsend, how are you? Welcome. All right, y'all. So let us switch our Camaras to the cutting table. This is the cutting table Camara. All right. And we are going to get ready for our embroidery project. All right. So I'm going to use this super cute hot pink for the flamingo fluffy part. And then let's see, what are we going to use for the other part? Let's go with this. That's not coral. They're not coral, are they? Let me use a dark pink, only because I need a little bit of a contrast. Well, hey, Spyrox, how are you? Hey, Big Boy Prince, welcome. Thank you for joining us. All right, and so we have a couple of options available to us for vinyl tonight. Okay, so we can use some plain vinyl that I got from Hudson Textiles. We can use this. It's just a plain white vinyl. We can use plain black vinyl that I got from Hudson Textiles. We also can use, here's another piece of the white. We also can use glitter vinyl. So here are some options of some things that you could use to create your key fobs. And we also have cork fabric, which would be super cute as well. Now, I was considering doing the black because of the onesie. The black onesie is the one that I wanted to embroider, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure that out because the stitching, the bobbin thread is white, but the bobbin thread is on the back, so it shouldn't matter. Let's do the black. I think the black is going to be fun. And I did the white first, the first time. All right, so what you need is some stabilizer. And I'm going to use tearaway stabilizer because it's readily available and it's right here under my cutting table. Right? And one piece should be sufficient for this project. So we're going to go ahead and hoop this stabilizer. Hey, Sister Manjuno, how are you? Welcome. Hey, Zerline, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. We appreciate it. And MLW Fishing Man, what's up? How are you? Welcome. All right, Ruby, we ain't got to look this. It can be lingerie night over there. It ain't lingerie night over here. All right, so what I need to do is make sure that I do what I did not do during the Captain's Live tonight, and that's cut a piece of vinyl that's going to be big enough to make sure that it will fit the whole design, because I just cut my pieces at 4x4 and that was not big enough. So we definitely want it to be big enough in this instance. So I'm going to go a bit bigger, and we will go with, I'm going to say 5x5 inches if I can squeeze that out of this. Let's see. This is 10x10, so I should be able to do 5x5 quite easily. Let's go ahead and put it over here so I don't have to think super hard. And grab my ruler that is up under the thread. Got stuff everywhere, y'all. Stuff everywhere. All right. So we are going to cut this. And then, let's see, is this 5 inches too? No, that's 8. So we're only going to be able to do that on here. I'm going to cut them both at the same time to save myself the stress and aggravation. All right. So here are our 2 pieces for our front and our back of our key fob. Okay. So the first thing it's going to do is it's not even going to stitch a placement stitch or nothing. It's just going to start doing the embroidery design. So we definitely want to make sure that it's good and centered, that it'll cover the 4x4 area. Now where you can get some help with determining where to place it is if you have the embroidery placement guide that usually comes with these hoops. You can use that and it'll show you where your embroidery area is and you'll know where to place your vinyl. But because I did this 5 inches, I know that it should pretty much cover the area the way it's supposed to. So we're just going to leave this laying right here because like I said, it's just going to start stitching the embroidery design. And then we're going to let it stitch the different parts of the flamingo. And before we finish the very last stitch, we're going to have to take this off, turn it over, and cut the back of the embroidery threads so that we can fluff up the body of the flamingo. Then we'll lay the back part of the vinyl on and finish our design. So that's pretty much the steps and how that works. So let's go ahead and put this on the embroidery machine, and then I'm going to add in the camera. Let's say, nope, that's not the one. We're going to share the camera. Ooh, there we go. Come on in, come on in. So it's already loaded from earlier. Move this out. All right, and I currently have a lighter shade of pink on here. Actually, let's change this out because I want to use the darker pink for the legs. And I put this blue tape on there to dampen that light some because you can't cut it off in the settings like you can on the other machine. So all right, so we got that threaded, and we are going to go ahead and start the embroidery. All right. So while that's stitching, the program that we use for embroidery editing is shouldn't be. I don't know why I'm far from the microphone. Okay, well. All right, sorry about that. The program I'm using is Sewhat Pro. Sewhat Pro is available on our website, facebook.com. There is a free trial available if you're interested, and it is $65. It is a full editing program, and very easy to use. I absolutely love that program. All right, so while that is stitching, I'm going to go ahead and pick out my hardware for our project. Because I'm going to use the ribbon and show you how to snap haven't done a rivet in a while, so hopefully it will be as simple as I remember. Alright, so yep, these are the rivets that I want to use. And I need to punch a hole, so I'm going to get my leather hole punch. Alright, and here's another rivet kit that I have where you can hammer your rivets and whatnot. I have star rivets that I got from Hobby Lobby. I have snaps as well, so if I want to do snaps, I can do that. But I'm not remembering correctly. Yeah, this little doohickey does rivets too. All right. So I guess it would not work if the battery died, wouldn't it? That would make a big difference, would it not? All right. So back to the drawing board. As I was saying, and you couldn't hear me, I'm going to go with the darker pink thread because I need a good contrast. And you'll see why here in a moment. But I need a good contrast between the embroidery thread on the top and the bobbin thread on the bottom. So let us go ahead and get this loaded. All right. And now we're going to stitch his body. All right. I've already picked out my rivets. And I believe, what did I do with the rivet thing? I just had it. Probably took it over here in my frustration over the microphone. Speaking of which, let me plug the other one back up so that it can continue to charge. All right. Let's see. What did I do with you? Oh, I'll put it back in there. That's why I can't see it. All right. Now with this, I need to change the pieces on the top because this is, when it has that protrusion there, this is for snaps. I need these, the flatter ones, for the rivets. So we're going to change this. Pretty sure that's where we are with that. But again, it's been a while, so hopefully we won't have any issues using rivets for our key fob. Let's see if we also can't move this closer. All right. Now this tool I actually got from Hobby Lobby. So hey, Jesse Gibson. Hey, Miss Sister Mom Juno says, yay, I have that program, just haven't used it yet. Oh yeah, Sew It Pro is awesome sauce. It is by far my favorite program to use for embroidery. And thank you for enjoying the nails. I'm finally able to do something with my nails because you remember I cut my finger. Well, my fingernail was split because the cut actually made it to my fingernail. So it finally grew out, y'all, so that I can actually paint my nails. So I am very ecstatic about that. All right, now there was something else I wanted to show you guys. And of course, for the life of me, I cannot find it. Let's see. So let me do this. All right, that's a little bit better. A little bit better. All right, now back to what I was looking for. We got the Hot Mess Express going on at the moment, trying to make sure everything is where I need it to be. It's going to be super pretty by the time that is done. Oh, here it is. At least I found this part. Now I need to find the other part. The other thing. Nope. So this particular project involves, after it's done, we will have to cut the bobbin thread on the back. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, the link to this design is in the description. All right. Found it. Okay. Hopefully, let's see. Let's make sure this is going to work. No. But I'm sure they have one. Okay. So, right. It's okay. We're going to show it anyway. All right. So, because I picked have a good night, Miss Crafty Creations. I hope you feel better, my dear. So what I also wanted to show you guys were a couple of other things from DIME. And one of them is a stabilizer kit that they have, which is really cool. The stabilizer kit comes with just about every stabilizer you will pretty much need in doing embroidery. They have water soluble, medium weight, tearaway. The greens are tearaway. The lavender or the purple is water soluble, and then the cutaway is in navy. So they have lightweight, no show, medium weight, and heavyweight. And then in the tearaway, medium soft, tear in wash, peel and stick, heavyweight, and medium weight firm tearaway. So in doing this particular project with the key fob, we could have used any of these with the exception of the water soluble. We're not going to use that. But the others we could use. All right. But in most instances, when you're in the hoop projects, they're going to use a tearaway stabilizer. All right. But with the onesie, a onesie is stretchy fabric or what we call jersey knit. So t-shirts, sweatshirts, onesies, on and on. These we want to use our cutaway stabilizer. All right. So we're going to grab a cutaway out of here to use with our onesie. All right. Let me see something. Let me check something. Probably shouldn't, but I am. All right, because that was killing me. I don't know why it was like super bright. Okay, so our flamingo, this part of the embroidery is done. All right. Now, the way this works in order to get the fringe effect is we want to take the embroidery and we're going to turn it over. And because my tension is off some, it's a little bit too tight. The bobbin thread doesn't show very much. So that would explain for the captains that are in here, that would explain why I had such a hard time. But we're going to cut the back of this, the bobbin thread. Now, as you start to cut at this, you'll see there are circle areas in here. You can actually see it a little bit better on the front. See, there's a circle, that middle area there. There's a middle area there, middle area there. All of these have a middle area that's holding the main part of the embroidery thread. So you don't want to cut that, but we do want to cut the outer parts of it. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to grab my embroidery trimming scissors. This I think would work better with a seam ripper. Do I have a seam ripper over here? I don't think I have a seam ripper over here. So we're going to start with this for right now. But you go underneath these threads. All right. And you just snip them. Okay. So you cut these threads right in here. All right. You snip away. And we're going to snip up here too. You don't want to cut through your stabilizer, so just be really careful. But you do want to cut these threads. Okay. So you're pretty much just cutting up the middle of the embroidery. All right. So I'm gonna come down here. See, I'm gonna come down here to this part. I'm gonna cut this. Cut that. And it's better if I had of it would look better if I had my my tension was a little bit not as tight, because then I would be just cutting the white bobbin thread. That's really what you want to cut. You really don't want to cut the pink, but I can't see my bobbin thread because my tension is so daggum tight. And it still turns out cute. It really does. But it would turn out better if I was only cutting the white bobbin thread. It would look much better on the front. But you know how it is on Hot Mess Express live. We just, we go with what we got and deal with it. Make the best of it. So again, just be really careful with cutting. You don't want to cut that stabilizer. Sheila, I'm gonna need you to let them folks have their bull. Let them handle their own bull. All right. So what happens when you cut that back bobbin thread? You come back here on the front, and when you rub your scissors, she suggests take your scissors and fluff it up with the scissors. I like to use my fingernail and see how it just fringes up. It fringes up. So what that's essentially doing is it's pulling the thread from the back out to the front. Okay. And because she stitched it down in the middle, you don't have to worry about, when we put this on the onesie, you won't have to worry about it washing out all the threads or anything like that. So you see all those threads have been pulled to the front. So now we can see these, and we can cut through these, the ones in the middle. Again, trying to be super careful. Knowing me, I'm probably going to end up cutting the middle of somebody. I'm going to try not to, but hey, Hot Mess Express coming to a train station near you. All right, so just cut through. Cut through right here. Looks like more to cut right here. So just cutting along where you see bobbin thread. Just snip away at that to create your fringe. Here's another row of bobbin thread right here. So that's cut. Here's some bobbin thread up here. And as I mentioned, this would have worked out much better had I not had my tension so tight. So I'm going to go through this as well with the onesie. All right. So there we got that. And now we can fluff up the middle part. Pull some of those up and out so that I can see what's going on underneath. The faux leather at Dollar Tree should be okay with this project. Just keep in mind sometimes those the leathers, even at Hobby Lobby, there's a it's in the ribbon section. There's a leather there that I've tried to use, rather. I know I've seen it. I've tried to use it. And it essentially was just too thin. So you may wind up with that being an issue. Then again, you may not. It just pretty much depends on the project that you're working on. This one is so simple that it should be okay to work with this. I wouldn't have an issue using it myself personally. And at the end of the day, try it, man. That's what I suggest. Give anything a shot. See if it works. Try it out. Worst case scenario, it'll tear up, and then you'll know, hey, let's not use that anymore. The vinyl will tear and be a mess. All right. So, like I said, this would have been a lot cuter had my tension not been messed up on here, and then I would have been able to see, and it would have looked a lot better. It would have been more loops. All right. So it's super cute. I absolutely love this design. I thought it was adorbs. So now, because I did the black keychain, I'm going to put the black leather. I'm going to put it back on because his eye is what's going to stitch next. And it calls for black, but you're not going to be able to see it if I use black. So we're going to put this back on, and we're going to grab some... let's go for this light pink again. I'm gonna put this light pink back on. I was gonna go grab white, but it's like, why? All right, so let's put this on. Let's thread this. Let's do this and pull it through. And now let's go ahead and stitch his eye. And after the eye stitches, what we'll do is we will take this off again, because this is the next to the last step. All right, I'm gonna clean that up because the thread kind of like bunched back up in on itself. So I'm just gonna trim this. Whoops, come on, get it together. All right. And now what we need to do is we need to put the back piece on so that it will cover all of this craziness. You won't be able to see it anymore. So we're going to cover that up. And usually I would tape this in place. I'm going to hold it. The reason why I'm going to hold it instead of taping it is because the only tape I have right here in front of me that is supposed to work, see, it didn't have stick. It didn't hold the last stabilizer. So I'm just going to hold it down. Let's do the darker pink. Go back to the darker pink for the outline of the keychain. Key fob. What in the world? Come on. Why that wasn't catching? That's crazy. All right. Okay. So now let's finish this puppy out. And then we will move forward with the onesie. So wow. Thank you for the super chat, Sharon Davenport. Holla! Yas, hunty, yas. Congratulations to... Why am I saying congratulations? That's for if you got a baby. You didn't get a baby, but you gave a super chat. Thank you. We appreciate that, Miss Sharon Davenport, and we hope you have a great rest to your night. The replay will be here for you, my dear. All right, so while that's stitching, we will go ahead and grab stabilizer out of here for the onesie. And again, the DIME stabilizer pack is in the description below, the link to DIME, and you can find the stabilizer sample pack and be able to get, you know, your stabilizers. All right, so pull these out. Oh, that's cool. So it comes with a book explaining the different stabilizers, tearaway, cutaway, and then specialty stabilizers that are available. Okay. So for instance, cutaway, ideal for lightweight knits such as t-shirts, golf shirts, low to medium stitch counts. It's for the light cutaway. Light no-show is designed for left chest applications with lighter stitch counts. So it's really cool. It has this breakdown of your stabilizer so that you can learn what the different stabilizers are for. Okay, so this is actually something that should be put within arm's reach, that you can get to this at any time when it comes to knowing what projects you want to work with and what stabilizer is the best stabilizer. Okay, so here's the samples for the tear and wash, and our embroidery has finished. So this will allow you to cycle through and see what these different tearaways and cutaways feel like, so that you'll know and can get a good idea of which one it is that you want to reorder or what you want to use with your project. All right, so this is super cool. And then this one is some bigger samples of the different stabilizers that are available. Okay, so you can actually give it a good try. All right, so we got tear and wash, light tearaway. You got a piece of every last one in here so that you can try it out and see how it works with your project. Okay, so this is really neat. And on top of that, we have an embroiderer's compass, which is really cool as well. So you turn the compass to whatever your project consists of. So for instance, we are doing a knit shirt, lightweight t-shirts, onesies is right here on this compass. Onesies. So let's turn the pointy over to the onesies. Okay, so when you switch this over to onesies, now you read what it says. So the stabilizer you should use is a no-show mesh for left chest, lightweight cutaway for larger designs. This is what it says for knits, t-shirts, onesies. The needle, light ballpoint or ballpoint, extra slim ballpoint, 7511, 7010. You can use either of those, but definitely ballpoint for your knit fabrics. And then here's some helpful comments. Hoop with stabilizer. To reduce shifting, apply embroidery spray adhesive to the stabilizer and adhere to the reverse side of the fabric before hooping. So this is really cool. You can turn it to any of these things and it will give you helpful suggestions, the needle that it suggests, and the stabilizer that it suggests you use. So this is really cool. It's very helpful. And it even has a backside where it has even more fabrics, terry cloth, for instance, which is towels. So let's turn it to the towels. So for terry cloth, it's saying 1 layer medium firm tearaway or tear and wash or adhesive sew and wash. And then water soluble topping on top. Okay, water soluble topping on top. And then the needles and some suggestions. So this is really cool. This is in with the stabilizer sample book. Okay, so this is available with DIME, as I mentioned, and the link is in the description below. So if we go back to our compass and go to the knits, it suggests no-show mesh for left chest or lightweight cutaway. Okay, so we're going to probably go with a lightweight cutaway, even though this is the no-show. Actually, let's go with the no-show. The reason why I'm choosing the no-show that they suggest for left chest is because for a baby, the no-show is much softer. This is much, much more soft than just regular cutaway stabilizer. So that's why I'm going to go with this for our project. And we're going to put all of this back so that we know where everything is later on. All right, so we're going to stick it right back into its little cubby. And again, you can find this at DIME, and the link to this product is in the description below. Okay. All right. So our flamingo is done. So what I'm going to do is click OK. Lift my foot and take this off. Okay. So here we go. It's got a lot of threads all over the place. I'm gonna have to trim. But as you see, this is the back where it's completely covered. You can't see any of the stitches on the back side. Okay, so let's work over here on the cutting table. I'm going to move this for the time being. All right, and so going back to the flamingo, if you're using tearaway, you can pop this out of the hoop and you can just tear this tearaway stabilizer right on off. If you're not using tearaway, it doesn't matter because we're going to have to cut this anyway. So you would just cut it away. All right. So I'm going to finish tearing this only because I done already started it. All right. And I hate I did not have my bobbin thread. Not so tight. I'm going to trim these jump stitches so that once we cut this out, it'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so in cutting out a key fob, the thing is getting as close as you can, but not super duper duper close to your outer stitches because you don't want to cut through any of these stitches. So get you a good pair of scissors. All right, and you start cutting and you follow the dotted line. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this out as best as I can up in the air so that y'all can see really good. And I'm just cutting that extra so it's up out of my way. All right. And we're going to cut on around here. All right, trim this out. And so I'm going to fold that out of the way and then cut back up in there. All right. And now back up around his head. But if you do this project, you definitely want to try to make sure that when you cut your fringe from the back side, that you cut the white bobbin thread only. You see that you can cut any of it, the pink included, the way I did, but it is made for you to cut just the bobbin thread. Okay, so here is our flamingo. All right, so in order to attach our rivets, I need to punch a hole in my key fob where the holes are. So I have a leather hole punch. Let me set this over here and grab my leather hole punch. Alrighty. And you can check your hole size up against the hole punch to make sure you got the right size. But I have the most common size already selected. So you pretty much just lay your product on the gold flat surface right here, and then you squeeze super tight and you should hear a click. And I kind of give it a good twisty just to be 100% sure. And when you pull it away, there is a hole there now, as you see. So we're going to do the same down here. Now this is super helpful if you are doing snaps, rivets, the whole nine. Okay, so I have my two holes. Now that I have the two holes there, I need to clean this up off the back. So hang on, let's trim some of that up because that I didn't realize, I didn't pay attention to the back side with these jump stitches in the way. Even though a lot of that is going to be folded down and you won't be able to see it. But let me grab my key fob thing before I attach my rivet, because once I put that rivet on, this is not going to come back off. All right, so mine is a little bit, just a smidge too small, but I'm going to use it anyways because at this moment, this is all I have. And once it's folded, it's not that big of a deal anyways. So there we have that. Let me grab. Now, hopefully this rivet will work. It's been a while since I used a rivet. Hopefully this will do what it's supposed to do. All right, so I take the back part, which has the protrusion, all right, the male end, and I stick it through the back. Whoops. Put it through the back of the back hole. All right. So we put it into the back hole, and then I'm going to put it through to the front. Okay. And the front has a lot of mess going on, but you can feel the sharp edge of that back part of that rivet. And now I'm going to take my front. As you see here, it's a blingy rivet. So we can't not have bling. So we're going to have some bling, but it's in rivet style. And you just set it on top. of the front part. Okay, and then now this was for hole punching only. Now we need our squeezy tool to squeeze it together and squish the front to the back. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done this, so hopefully I'll do it with the right side, because sometimes it can be quite tricky in remembering what is the better thing to do. All right, hopefully that's that. And give it a light squeeze. I wouldn't give it a super hard squeeze, just a light squeeze. And there I have a rivet attached to my key fob with a blingy stone. Of course, it's not my stone, so it's not like super blingy like my stones are, but it's still a stone. It's super blingy. And then we have our key clasp permanently attached now, because this isn't a snap where you snap it on and off. This is permanent. So that's super cute. All right. So here's a key fob. I have this embroidery and sewing compass. I received this product when Dimes a long time ago when they were partners with Nancy. I used to be a subscriber to Dimes embroidery magazines. Cool beans. Cool beans. Hey, Yvonne Hudson, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Hey, Diane Robinson's Crafts Unlimited. So this is super cute. All right. So my thing is, you can hang this from the diaper bag, you know, a flamingo style mommy. And then we're going to do the same thing on a onesie. Okay. So let's move the flamingo to right here so that he can live here and be super cute with his fringy fabulousness. Let's put our threads together. We're going to put our rivets back where they live. Well, at least close it up for right now. And we don't need the hole punch nor the rivet tool anymore because we're not doing rivets with the onesie. So moving all of this stuff out of the way. And now we're going to hoop the onesie. Okay. Now I want to show you another project from another product from DIME. Okay. I'm going to show you another product from them. So this is their stabilizer. I showed you the stabilizer sampler kit. We showed you their thread palette. We showed you the embroidery helper. I'm sorry, not the embroidery helper, but the stabilizer wheel. So now here's an embroiderer's helper. They also offer this, which as you see, it's made to lie on a shirt to show you where to put a placement of embroidery design. So left chest, this will show you where to put your left chest for t-shirts and sweatshirts. Placket shirts, which that's what this is. It's a placket shirt with the buttons all the way down the front. So you lay this on the front of the shirt and it shows you the ideal placement for your embroidery designs. So for left chest placement, as you see, extra large, large, medium, small, it shows you where to mark your placements. And then on the back side is for the left hand placement. So this is the embroiderer's helper. And you see the buttons that basically show you the folded edge of the garment and where to put it. This is super cool. It can help you a whole heck of a lot really quick to line up and do placements, especially if you're doing more than one shirt. You just lay it, mark it, go, lay it, mark it, go, right? A little bit too big for a onesie, but I wanted to show it to you anyways, because they do, again, they have a lot of products available to help you with your placement of embroidery designs. So when you don't have that, however, you kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So what I like to do is use chalk. Okay. So this is a roly chalk wheel. Have a good night, Ruji, my dear. So this is a roly chalk wheel. It's filled with yellow chalk and it has a roly wheel on the top. It's very light, very hard to see it. But if you roll it along, you see it leaves a line of chalk behind. Okay. So this, you just rub it away when it's done. Of course, you do want to test a hidden area to make sure it's going to come off, especially if this is for a customer. But this is for me to make, for you guys to see. So we're going to use what we have. All right, let me see how wide this is, because is this wide enough? This is certainly wide enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I know, you know, little baby, it's going to be a pretty decent size. We're definitely going with the 3-inch one, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be fairly sizable on this onesie. Okay, so I'm just using this ruler with me holding my hand at the inch mark to kind of give myself my personal preference placement for this onesie. So it's about right in here. So being this a 3-inch roughly design, you know, 1.5 is where I'm gonna mark it. I'm actually gonna do 1 3/4 because I can't remember if it's 3.5 or if it's 3 inches. But at any rate, and then of course your center, you just put your ruler down. This is a 6-inch ruler. You see I have just about the right amount of space on either side, and mark the halfway mark, and that's going to be right here at the 3. Okay, so that's pretty much how I mark my onesie. You know, it's such a small item, so not super difficult to hoop. All right, and then I turn it inside out, and I'll show you why here in a moment, and I'm gonna lay it down out of the way. For me, with a onesie, there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can hoop it and then fold the fabric up out of the way, or I can hoop the stabilizer only and pin down just the front of the onesie onto the stabilizer itself in the hoop. There's a couple of ways to do that. And the thing is, either way has its risks. So if I were to pin it to just the stabilizer, now I have to be 100% sure that I have pinned this so well that it doesn't shift, number one. And I have to make sure that I have my pins clear of the embroidery needle so that it doesn't catch or embroider over the top of a pin. Also, on the bottom, you don't want your pin to catch on the bottom of your embroidery machine either, because then that'll cause a snag and it'll throw off the registration of your embroidery. So in a lot of instances, just hooping the onesie itself proves to be a little bit easier, even though technically it's more difficult. All right, so I'm just going to where am I? I'm just going to put this here and see. Now this is a newborn size onesie, so I'm gonna be struggling just a little bit, because it's tight. Okay, it's gonna be a tight fit, and it's gonna be a little bit strenuous trying to get it to hoop straight as well, because, and then the other thing is I need to make sure that my mark, and it's not, is within the range of the 4x4 area. Okay, so again, there's a couple of ways to do this. It's entirely up to you which one you feel more comfortable with. And for me, I just don't want to embroider over the top of pins, but it looks like I may have to, because this is such a small onesie. This is such a small onesie. Let me tighten this up and we'll just hoop the stabilizer. So I don't feel like fighting tonight. And I was starting to fight. Okay. All right. Make sure that when you hoop stabilizer, it's tight like a drum. All right. And so going back to the front of this onesie, I'm going to slide this in for the time being. I'm not going to leave it this way. You can't embroider with it like this. But I'm going to slide it in. And then I'm going to start pinning. Okay. And what I want to do is make sure that that mark lines up with my marking, and it doesn't. So I'm gonna slide this over just a smidge before I start pinning. And now that I have it where it is lined up, let me see. I'm gonna move this down because that's not centered. That's better. All right. And now I'm gonna start pinning. So I want to use the smallest pins I have. All right. And I'm going to put my hand under so that I don't pin through both layers. You don't want that. And I want to pin as far away from where this embroidery is going to go as possible. Okay. Again, I do not generally recommend using pins. I do not, because so much can go wrong so quickly if you're not super careful about your pin placement. Okay. This is a very narrow embroidery design, and I'm trying to make sure that I pin way close to the edge of this hoop. So hopefully we won't have any issues out of doing this. But of course, you know, this is Hot Mess Express, so anything can happen. But we're going to give this the good old try. And you want to pin all the way around, but way, way, way far away from where your embroidery is going to be. And the fact that this is jersey knit or stretchy material, that is going to help you once we get this pinned down. And I'll show you why here in a moment. Now, there's another trick I've seen people do where they will get an old Tupperware container and cut it out to where it fits this area. And I'll show you why I'm referencing that here in a moment, but it could help for some of you. Okay, so now it's pinned all the way around. My marking is fairly center. It looks like it might be, it slid over, so it's off just a little bit. But right now I'm more concerned with showing you how this fringe is going to work than I am trying to get it centered. All right, so let's pull this thing out. Take it off from around. And so now what we have is like a well of sorts. As you see, it's like you got to have this up out of the way for it to do the embroidery. So the reason why I've noticed some people would use a Tupperware container, this is not it, but I'm gonna show you why I'm saying that. So if this was cut out in the square and it was just the four walls, they would use the Tupperware container to hold the fabric out of the way, and the embroidery machine would work in the middle. Now, whether that's a good idea or not, it's worked very well for some folks. I try to be a little more careful and just hold it myself out of the way. But so when you're doing a onesie like this and you're dealing with a 4x4 embroidery machine, you pretty much are going to have to babysit this thing as best as you possibly can to hold this stuff out of the way. Now I can clip some of this back, but the problem is clipping some of it back, it may not still, this could grab hold of the embroidery machine. All right, so before I run out of time, because it's 10:23, let's go ahead and give this a shot. Whoops. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done a onesie, so we don't have little ones. Oh, you can't see the machine. I thought you could see the machine. We don't have little ones anymore, so I normally don't have to do one of these. All right, so I remember how this stitched out the first time, so it's going to start up here at the top. So I'm definitely going to have to stand here, babysit this, and make sure that none of this folds up under the needle. Okay, Thank goodness I have the right thread on. So let's let this go ahead and do its thing. And I'm just holding this way out of the way with my hands far away from the embroidery needle. And I'm not holding the hoop at all. All I'm holding is the onesie itself, because I don't want to run the risk of, see, that's real close to that needle on the side, but it is at least out of the way. Yeah, you can use quite a number of things to, let's see if I can't change this. Let's see. I was trying to make this bigger so that you can see it, but it's not wanting to work. Yeah, it's not wanting to work. Oh well, sorry about that. Me and StreamYard are learning one another. But yeah, hair clips, pins, binder clips. There's also clips that you can get for sewing off of Amazon for holding stuff. There's a whole list of things you can use. For me, because I've had the embroidery machine grab stuff that it shouldn't have been grabbing and binding when it shouldn't have been binding, I'm pretty particular about just holding it, and that way I can see when something goes wrong, and I just do it that way. But of course, at the end of the day, you do what works for you. And if standing here holding this is not something you would want to do, then, you know, find an alternative method to hold this stuff out of the way. But being that then too, this is such a small onesie, it's a newborn size, you know, I don't have much wiggle room to work with this fabric either. Okay, so now it's going to do the feet on this side. And then after it does this, it'll be time for it to do the middle. Now with this one, we're not putting a backing on it as far as like we did for the keychain. So we don't have to, we're not covering up the back of the embroidery in the same fashion. So we can go ahead and let this stitch all the way through, do its thing. And then on the back, because it's for an infant, you can put a piece of, it's called cloud, I know the name of this stuff right now. It's not coming to me. But you can put the cover, cloud cover, I think is what it's called, for baby skin, and make it where the back of the embroidery will not rub up against the infant's skin. All right. And you can do all of that after you're done with the embroidery process. So we're going to put this darker pink on just like we did for the key fob that will hang on the diaper bag if the mom wants it to. All right, and so now we're going to let this stitch. And And I can't see the comments, so I apologize in advance if I'm missing comments, but I also want to try and hurry up and get this done. Now, I wanted to get to a oh, I'm going to be super careful, my dear. What I also wanted to do was show you another key fob as well, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get to it, so I'll just show you the other one that is super cute, that uses the fringe as well. All right, so now it's going to go down here. And it's starting the process of doing the fringe. Alrighty. I loosened the tension a little bit, so hopefully it will show more of the bobbin thread. And I'm going to do what I normally would not do. I'm going to run over here, grab me a quick sip, and then I'm going to come back. And hopefully the shirt has not jumped into the way. Yay! So again, while that is stitching, definitely check out the link in the description if you've ever had issues with stabilizer, knowing what the correct stabilizer you should use is. Then definitely check out DIME in the link below, which will take you to their store, and you put in stabilizer and you can find this stabilizer packet, and that will give you just about every stabilizer you need for just about any project you have. Now, of course, there are other stabilizers available out there on the market for many other applications, but these are your basic ones to get you started in embroidery and to help you learn the different stabilizers and what you're looking for. All right, so definitely check these guys out for that. And then if you do a lot of shirts and you're concerned with your placements and where to place your embroidery designs properly, this embroidery helper, embroiderer's helper rather, you can use this with your shirts to help you determine the best placement for your embroidery designs. All right, so check these two guys out if you are starting out in embroidery and you need a little bit of guidance. Both of these are very helpful. They'll help get you on the path of embroidery righteousness. All right, and so again, we're working on, we made this super cute keychain first, and we're going to put this exact same design on the onesie, and this would make a really cute set for a new mom who might love flamingos. And even if she doesn't love flamingos, this is super cute, man. She would probably love that because it's unique. Whoops, it's unique, it's different, and it's actually super cute, you know. So definitely give this design a try, especially the key fob, because it's small and it's easy to do. And before we're done, I'll show you the other two designs. Even if you're not a flamingo fan, the other two designs are real cute too, and I think you guys will like both of those. I kind of want to go over to the computer, log in, and show it to you, but I know for a fact that if I walk away from this thing, that onesie is going to fold over in on itself, and it's going to stitch the back of the onesie, the side of the onesie to the front, and I'm going to be real sad. So that's why I'm standing over the top of it, watching, making sure that nothing goes wrong. Because I can't tell you how many times I was like, oh, it's doing great. I shouldn't have any issues. And walk away and come back and it's like, dang, it. So, yeah. Now, my question to you guys, have any of you ever tried the fringe method in embroidery before? If you have, drop a sure did in the comments below. If you have not, you can drop a no, but I'll give it a try if you haven't. I'd love to see who has and who has not. And if you're thinking about giving it a shot and you get the design, please post pictures in the Facebook group. I would love to see your fringe. Fringy, fantastic. And she has other fringe designs as well. She has a rainbow with fringes hanging down from the sides on either end of the rainbow. She also has a bookmark. I mean, she has a lot of other really cute fringe designs. It's just that the flamingo kind of like spoke to my soul. So that's why I chose the flamingo design. So definitely check her out on Etsy. I can't pronounce her name, but the link is in the description below. And as you see, it's a really cute design. She has gorgeous designs. Gail, Sonia Siegler will try. That's what's up. Yvonne Hudson, that's what's up. I just made a bath towel with the fringe. Nice. I'd love to see a picture. Kirsten, no, you give it a shot. Not try it. Fabulosis. Cool. No fluffy fringe, but I did a tutorial on a graduation hat. Cool. No, not yet. Shirley Dabney says Mary Brown. And y'all, you know what I just realized? I did the wrong design. I was supposed to load the other one flamingo. Not, this is the keychain flamingo. I put the wrong flamingo in here. Hot Mess Express. Boy, I tell you. So the next thing that's going to stitch is the eye. I'm going to go ahead and do the same color since this is Hot Mess Express already. And we will just roll with it because this is laid to the side. So it's not the right flamingo. I was supposed to do the flamingo that was up and down. All right. So we're not doing a back to this. So I don't need to do the last step. We're not doing a key fob. So I'm going to end this right here. All right. And we're going to wrangle this off of the embroidery machine. Boom. All right. And we're going to come over here to the cutting table. I'm going to drop the embroidery machine camera. Let's see, remove. And now we're going to take this out of the hoop. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to remove the pins while it's still flat. Okay. And easy to see where everything is. Put my pins back where they belong. Then once all of the pins are out, then I will take it out of the hoop. That way, because it makes it easy for me to see on the back what pins are left and I don't miss any pins, because I've done a project where I missed pins and fortunately caught it at the very last second before handing it over to a customer, but that's because I had already taken it out of the hoop. I believe that's the last pin. Let's go back here and check. No more pins. It hangs freely. So let's go ahead and take it out of the hoop. All right. So as I mentioned, I used the wrong embroidery design, y'all. Hot Mess Express. We already knew it was coming. We knew something was coming. But it's okay. The principle is still the same. So I'm going to go ahead. This is cutaway stabilizer. So I'm going to cut around the stabilizer, being super careful not to cut the onesie itself. All right. Because once you cut a customer's project and cut the shirt, it's a wrap. You gotta do it all over again. All right. So that's that. So now here is our design, and as you see, he's leaned back. He's a lean back onesie. He's a lean back because I did the keychain one, did the wrong one, but it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I ain't got babies anyway. All right. And so now I'm going to do the same thing I did before and come here on the back and cut through the white bobbin thread. I'm not going to cut through the pink. All right. Oops. Let me drop that. All right. So if you just cut the bobbin thread, which looks like it would take me not very long if my tension wasn't so tight, but it is. So I'm trying to be super careful. And see if I can manage to only cut bobbin thread this time, so we can get the true representation of what this is supposed to look like. And a seam ripper probably would be faster. But I personally feel like I got a good bit more control with these scissors. So it's like after you cut a good bit of this bobbin thread, it looks like kind of like unravels by itself, which is something I was talking to the captains about earlier. So it's definitely showing that now that I have a darker thread. I can see that working a lot better. So again, what I'm doing is trying to make sure that I only cut white bobbin thread. I'm not cutting any of the pink like I did with the key fob. Okay. I'm doing it in layers because it kind of like overlapped as it was stitching. So you might inadvertently cut some pink, and if you do, it really isn't that big of a deal, but let's see. It's like a little bit longer of a process to be super careful to only cut the white, but I'm sure there's going to be a marketed difference. Once we get this all done. All right, so let's fluff up some. We did most of this up here. All right, and we're fluffing this. You see it's starting to come up some. All right, so we'll go back and cut some more. Now, like I said, if my tension was set properly, this would have been a lot easier to navigate the white threads. My tension was a little too tight, so there's more of the top thread showing as opposed to enough. And I probably could have loosened the tension for this project, which would have made it easier. So if you do this, try and loosen your tension some. Make it easier on yourself.
All right, sorry about that. I'm getting kind of focused. Trying to make sure I don't cut. Trying to make sure I don't cut through any of the pink like I did before, as well as trying not to poke my eyeballs out. So, tugging at this thread. I mean to cut that one. Alrighty. There we go. And cut that. All right, now on to this side. Oops. So I can pull the bobbin thread as well. Interesting. Yep, look there. You can pull it free as well. Once you get it past a certain point or cut to a certain point, you can pull it and it'll like unravel itself, so to speak. So, but I'm sure the more this is tried, the easier it will become. Have you already looked over at the Etsy link I put in the description? If so, I want you to take a guess on which other design it was that I wanted to do with you guys tonight. I thought I would have enough time, but I should have known better. Or guess, not guess, or let me know which one you thought was super cute, because she has a lot of fringe designs, that is, not the regular designs. There's another fringe design I was looking at. All right, y'all. I think we're coming up on the home stretch. I don't know, because there's a lot of fringe. Good night, my dear. Have a good night. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. All right, so I cut some of that. Let's go back to the front and floof some more. All right. So he's starting to take a floofy, fringy shape because we've cut through a lot of the, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's super cute. Now, if you get some of these stray super long strands, and no worries, just trim. Because that just means I cut something I shouldn't have cut. But this is what we are going for. So there's more back here to cut. but it was, although unintentional, showing you guys you can take a design not meant for a shirt and actually use it to make a complementing product. So what we were doing was the key fob and then turn the key fob into a onesie design as well. So let's get this. Let's cut this. So yeah, once you cut a certain bobbin thread, it kind of takes itself out, which makes sense. If you can find it. Find the right one. There we go. Floof all of this out. Look at that. That was easy enough. This one out. Get that one out. Let's see. Okay. All righty. This is it. So this is what we're doing. I'm sure I could pull out more of the fringe, what's caught, but here you go. You got your super cute flamingo fluffed up with fringe, and then we have a flamingo key fob to go with it. And although I chose the incorrect design, this should have been a little bit smaller, but it's the same flamingo. It just should have been a little bit smaller, and standing straight instead of leaning back, because I did the key fob, and the key fob guy was lean so that he would fit in a 4x4 hoop. But there's your super cute fringe design that you can do with embroidery. So it takes a plain embroidery design and turns it into something entirely different and super duper cute. All right, so that's where we are with that. All right, and so what I'm going to do also is show you the other design that I was looking at doing with you guys. Let me share my screen and then I can show you what that was all about. All right, so the other design, let's go here. The other design is right here, I think. Nope, hold on. I'm going to have to pull it up. What I really wanted to do with you guys as well was this one here. Well, this is one of them. How super cute is that? Right? Ice cream. You scream ice cream. We all scream for ice cream. Yes, I did want to do that one. And another one I wanted to do with you guys was this one here as well. Let's see. I knew I would only be able to do one or the other, but here's the other one. These are cupcake. I thought was adorbs. And so this is the same designer. Artapley, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce it. But she has quite a few designs that are super adorbs. 4x4 friendly. This one and this one is 4x4 friendly. All right. So everything we did tonight was 4x4 friendly. So definitely check her out if you have a 4x4 embroidery machine. So you can easily just click on her name. It'll take you to her shop And she has tons, like this bookmark here with the fringe hanging down from the bottom. She has a lot of really cool, pretty fringy designs along with some other designs as well. Okay, so definitely check her out. I love this one too, but this one wasn't a 4x4 friendly hoop. I love dandelions, so I thought that was adorbs. So yeah, give her a look see and let me know what you think. If you do decide to check, the links are in the description below. All right, so holler if you do decide to do a fringe design like you see with the onesie and the keychain. Let me know, because again, I want to see it. All right, so I enjoyed doing this project with you guys tonight. It was a lot of fun. Did you like the flamingo? Did you like the fringe idea? Are you feeling fringy? I was feeling fringy. I thought it was a super cute design for the summer and for babies, grown folks alike. It doesn't matter. It's easy to do, as you saw. You just got to cut the bobbin thread on the back. And once you do that, it's something really cool and unique that you can offer to customers if you choose to do so. So imagine that at a baby shower, for a baby shower gift. Who would be the star of the baby shower? Yes, you would be. You really would. Take my word for it. You would be the star with a custom flamingo fringe onesie and key fob to hang from the baby's diaper bag. All right, y'all. So you have an excellent night. I enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing your projects in the Hoop group on Facebook. If you have any questions, just reach out, holler at me. And we look forward to seeing you all next Sunday, same time, same channel. And until the next time we see you all, we hope you have happy embroidering. Y'all have a good night. Bye.